Hello and welcome to my Chessable Move Trainer course on the Najdorf. My course contains the word simplified. How do you simplify the Najdorf? Have you thought about it? I have. And the answer I came to is that you don't. You don't simplify the Najdorf. You understand it better. This understanding is the core principle on which my repertoire and course has been created. I have been a Najdorf player since I was a child, inspired by Fischer primarily and then Kasparov. I avidly learned and read everything there is about the Najdorf. I remember my first book was the Najdorf book by Lepeshkin on the Sicilian, obviously in Russian. And then the second book, fantastic book, was The Najdorf for the Tournament Player by John Nunn. I remember buying it in 1990 at the World Championship Under 14 in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. So having been a Najdorf player ever since I was a child, I never really felt the Najdorf as a complex opening or a complicated one. The reason for this is that when you're a kid, you more easily absorb these complex systems, and once you absorb them, you don't feel them, you don't experience them as complex or complicated, and this absorption makes the theory much easier to memorize and understand. So, lifetime of a Najdorf player. When I was set out to create this repertoire, I did a lot of thinking how to go about it. And along these lines, when I was thinking, I came to realize that a lot in the Najdorf is based on understanding of typical reactions and setups. As you will see in the theoretical chapter, a lot in the Najdorf evolves around the d5 square. First of all, control of it. Then, what happens when white puts a knight on d5? How do you take on d5? Do you take with a knight? Do you take with a bishop? What happens when a pawn arrives on d5? Which, to say right now, is what black should be striving for when taking on d5. What happens when that pawn arrives there? What happens on the king side? What happens on the queen side when these changes happen in the position? So all these things are explained in detail in the theoretical chapters. You will find a lot of explanations and examples of black's best reactions. Then they are explained why they are the best reactions in that particular moment. As usual in my video courses, I have paid special attention to the problem moves that my students have encountered while studying the repertoire, and these again are also explained in detail, where I have also tried to give the logic and the rationale behind the correct reactions. So this Najdorf repertoire is something where I try to put all my lifetime experience into. It is not an all-conclusive repertoire, because you can't cover everything in the Najdorf, though I did try to do my best in covering everything that is important. Apart from being non-conclusive, I also try to be very concise on the forcing lines, and I think my experience in understanding the positions helped me a lot here, because I managed to trim down a lot of the required theory, which is required to memorize. Some lines, after all, must be memorized to be played precisely. And this mixture of experience and understanding, I hope, helped me create a course which you will find both enjoyable, first to study, which will further help you play the Najdorf with success and ultimately win with it. This repertoire was created with these aims in mind, and now all that remains for me is to wish you good luck with it.